Hey you guys, Lacey and Steve here from Duo Reacts. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching our video. We are watching Game of Thrones, Season 6, Episode 5. And this episode is called The Door.
The Door.
The Door. So, anything you wanted to discuss about the last episode?
Nothing really. Just a bunch of things happen.
Bunch of things
Reuniting.
happened, yeah. Reunited, and it feels so good.
And it feels so good.
Yeah, somehow we were both thinking that song. Yep, and Dany gained a massive following with the Dothraki.
Yes, and she showed boobs.
She showed her boobs. But yeah, you about ready to get into this episode?
Sure am. Got my coffee. I'm ready to go.
All right, let's do it.
Let's roll. Don't dance. You'll get that thumbs down.
I'll get that thumbs down if I dance,
away.
you guys.
Lady Brienne.
Did you know about Ramsay? If you didn't know, you're an idiot. If you did know, you're my enemy. Would you like to hear about our wedding night? He never hurt my face. He needed my face, the face of Ned Stark's daughter. But the rest of me, he did what he liked with the rest of me. As long as I could still give him an heir.
Lady Sansa asked you a question.
Beat you.
Yes, he enjoyed that. What else do you think he did? I don't mean in my tender heart. It still pains me so. I can still feel what he did in my body standing here right now. You freed me from the monsters who murdered my family. And you gave me to other monsters who murdered my family. Go back to Kaylie.
I don't think she's done.
Arya's getting pretty good there, it looks like.
Jesus. It's a pretty wild ride so far.
Lady Stark.
An actress who calls herself Lady Crane. She performs at the theatre in Sheila Square. A girl has been given a second chance. There will not be a third. One way or another, a face will be added to the whole.
The great big hairy whore! He dug in his tusks and dug out my guts! Ned Stark will do fine now. Bring me more wine!
Ooh! Ooh! What's happened there, mate? He brought you here, Ned Stark.
It's gotta be tough.
Yeah.
Move along, give me.
Good people, you may all relax. My father's friend shall be spared this.
Brandon.
A lot of stuff going on. Jeez, is he older?
Bran?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, it's weird.
It's every time I see him now, it's like,
I mean, he was just
So
like this
he's-
tall. Now he's like taller than me.
Yeah.
He went through that puberty over that year.
Is that his face on the side of the tree?
It looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The three-eyed raven? Or Bran?
Three-eyed raven.
It looks like it.
Okay,
I would
and these
agree.
are the
Children of the
children
forest.
of corn.
Children of the corn.
What in the shit?
What in the what?
It was you. You
Yeah.
made the White Walkers.
We were at war. We needed to defend ourselves.
From who?
From you. From men.
We speak in the presence of the Crown God. In his name we gather today to choose a new...
A woman will not lead us, not when Balon's own male heir is returned. I am Theon Greyjoy, last living son of Balon Greyjoy, and she is your rightful ruler. She is a reaver. She is a warrior. She is Ironborn. I claim the Salt Throne.
And across the sea, there is a person who hates the great lords of Westeros just as much as we do. Someone with a large army, 3 large dragons, and no husband. I'm going to build that fleet, and I'm going to gallivant right over and give it to Daenerys Targaryen along with my big cock.
You're going to seduce the Dragon Queen.
I'm not going to seduce her. The Iron Fleet will seduce her.
Listen with salt. Listen with stone. Listen with steel. Listen to the waves. Listen to the God.
Where are they going?
To us, and he says, we shall have no kin when you are on Greyjoy. Let the sea wash your follies and your vanities away. Let
That's
the
what I
ocean
thought.
drown. Let its lungs fill with...
Looking around for...
Where are my niece and nephew? Let's go murder them.
Oh, we got another whack job. I'm sure Daenerys will love that guy.
I was gonna say, what do you think if he does get over there? What do you think? Dany's just gonna be like, "Yep, you got a fleet, so I'll."
Take your
So our
fleet.
best chance.
Yeah, I was gonna say she'll take his fleet more like.
And you saved my life.
Twice.
So I can't take you back. And I can't send you away.
You must send me away.
Is there a cure?
I don't know.
Do not walk away from your queen, Jorah the Andal. You swore to obey my commands for the rest of your life. Well, I command you to find the cure. Wherever it is in this world, I command you to heal yourself. And then return to me when I take the 7 kingdoms. I need you by my side.
Take what happened to you, Lord Varys, when you were a child. Knowledge has made you powerful. But there's still so much you don't know. Do you remember what you heard that night? When the saucer tossed your parts in the fire? You heard a voice call out from the flames. Do you remember? Should I tell you what the voice said? Should I tell you the name of the one who spoke? We serve the same queen. If you are her true friend, you have nothing to fear from me.
Varys. I don't think Varys like that.
That's the same pattern as episode 1.
That's how the horse heads were.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was season 2, I think.
Is that the army? Or the undead? Dead, or whatever you want to call them.
Right. Well, that's the tree that
Yeah.
the first White Walker, where they made that first White Walker.
He saw me! The Night King!
He touched you. He knows you're here. He'll come for you.
But he can't get in.
He can now. His mark is on you. You must leave, all of you.
Done messed up.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
The time has come.
The time for what?
For you to become me.
But... am I ready?
No.
We can't defend the north from the walkers and the south from the Boltons. If we want to survive, we need Winterfell, and to take Winterfell, we need more men.
I made it myself. Do you like it?
I like the wolf bit.
Good, because I made this for you.
Thank you, Sensei.
You're welcome.
Bran's like, oh
Yeah. Close the bloody gate.
gosh. Everybody's looking at him. He's like, oh, okay, I guess I am.
And there they are.
That was quick.
Get Bran and run! Bran, wake up!
They're out frolicking in their dreams.
Listen to your friends, Bran.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Leave me.
Jesus. Buying time. They wouldn't have made it. Oh my God.
Is your mind blown?
Yeah.
So what are you thinking?
I'm confused. I'm confused. I know what's going on, obviously, but I don't.
Alright. Oh, Jesus. Can't even talk. Yeah, that was... I don't know how to even describe it. It's like it blows your mind that that's the reason why he's been saying that's the only word that he can say.
Yeah, but how does it go to real time? I mean, I just don't understand. He sees this going on. He's still out of it. He's being pulled. And here's Hodor as a kid and Hodor as a man.
I think the way he had to warg into Hodor was to warg through him through the past to get to the future somehow. I'm not sure how, but he warged into younger Hodor. Like, he was like a gateway to the older Hodor, I guess. And somehow that made Hodor, young Hodor, be able to hear what was happening in real time. And that's why he could hear it but I think it was too much for him. But basically, he was like stuck when he was having like a seizure. He was like stuck. Like he could see through older Hodor's eyes. So he basically witnessed his own death.
Wow.
Okay, so with my questions,
there's questions because
there is a few questions, but there's some in here that might give us a little clarification as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, might help out a little bit.
I'm curious.
Okay. Silver of House Storm.
Silver. Help me out.
Not so much of a question as some helpful clarification if needed. Now we know that Hodor / Willis, his destiny was always to become Hodor because this was a closed time loop. Bran warging into Hodor while he was still in the green sight vision with a young Willis somehow allowed Willis to see his own death, which essentially fried his brain, causing him to become Hodor. # heartbreaking. So that was just a clarification, just like might help a little bit. Okay. Craig.
Hey, Craig.
This episode gave us one of the biggest character conclusions that George R.R. Martin had planned from the very first book, and it was simply heartbreaking to see Hodor's whole life lead up to this moment. How much do you think Hodor understood about his destiny and when? Do you think he made a conscious choice at some point to continue with Bran, knowing that it would lead to his death to save him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would have to say so, too. He knew what was coming, I think.
Or he wouldn't have continued.
Maybe not right at that particular moment, but...
He saw it.
He saw it, yeah. Next question is from Do They Float?
Do they float? This is first question from Do They Float?
I remember one other question from them.
Oh.
As we've now seen, Bran seems to have the ability to alter the past, or at least cause people to go insane by messing with the timeline. Hodor. Some fans speculate that Bran may have gone back in time and caused the Mad King Aerys to go insane by whispering stuff in his ear. What do you think of this theory, and could there be any reason for him to have done this? Could the Mad King's phrase, "burn them all," have been related to something Bran was trying to get him to do, but got lost in translation?
Could be.
So this is just a fan theory that...
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of things I'm going to be thinking about when we're off air. I've got a lot of things going through my head, but none that I can...
Yeah, you probably need some more time to digest everything. This episode was very telling in that whole thing.
There's a lot of things going on that I see that could be pushed. Like, there's a lot. Him touching him.
Yeah.
And
that means his mark is on you, so now he can go wherever you go, basically.
Yes, that's what he said. And then also, when the what are they called again? I'm sorry, my
Children of the Forest.
Children of the Forest. Put that piece of wood in him. I guess it would be, or whatever it was.
That was dragon glass.
That was dragon glass.
Yeah. In his heart, and it's still there. So that's, I guess, basically what's making him the Night King or a White Walker, is the dragon glass stuck in his heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's still things that I mean, there's a lot of things I need to think about too.
Okay.
But keep going. Maybe it'll come out.
Next question is from Christian Gore.
Christian.
Should we be upset with Bran? Since Bran is the one that basically caused all of that to happen?
I was.
You were a little bit upset with Bran?
Because he went and did something that caused everyone to lose their life right there.
Okay.
He took it upon himself to go see these sites in the past.
Which got him...
Well, it started with throwing the pebbles at...
Yeah, at the
Three-Eyed Raven. And he saw that he was asleep, and, this is my chance to...
go do something on my own.
And it just...
And it backfired.
And you could hear him say, I'm sorry. Well... There was, you don't mess with stuff you don't know. I mean,
he didn't know it at the time, so yeah.
Very, very crucial mistake.
I mean, obviously, I wouldn't say that I'm upset with Bran.
I was.
I would say, I'm not mad. He didn't mean for all of that to happen.
Of course not.
But at the same time, be smarter than that. Think a little bit.
It was a crucial mistake, and he should have realized that.
But was that always meant to happen, though? I guess is the real question.
We'll never know until
exactly.
This is going to play out somewhere, somehow.
Okay.
This little incident is going to have a ripple effect to the end. I think. I don't know why. There's a lot that just happened. It's mind blowing.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. My mind is frickin' blown.
Yeah, you were sitting there
sad about Hodor.
Even said a single word.
I can't. Ingestion. I was ingesting everything that was going on.
Yeah.
And man.
Well, we'll just here's another question from Jacqueline.
Jacqueline.
I would like to know do you think that you will have emotional flashbacks like the rest of us do whenever someone now asks you to hold the door?
That's always going to go through my head. Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
Hold the door.
It's quite a common saying.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Hey, can you hold the door? Yeah.
And then you'll think of Hodor.
Yep. Never before would I
have. From Josh DeRose.
Josh. What's up, bud?
This is the last question.
Oh, you should have kept them coming. Now, I wish on this episode there was a lot more questions.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, I didn't. Oh, you know what? No, it's not. I do have 2 more. Sorry about that.
Thank
God. Have this one and then 2 more.
Okay.
We see a group of actors in Bravos acting out the events of season 1. What does their depiction of the story on stage tell you about the common folk's understanding of the great game between High Lords? I think they almost see it as their version of sports or reality TV.
It is.
Yeah, and then they just make it like a joke, so that it's funny,
Actually, I was watching a show within a show.
Yeah, basically.
And it was kind of neat. I mean, it was.
To see their depiction of it, to me, it seems like
the whole Tyrion slapping him. I mean, it literally had some really good
little moments. Yeah. It was entertaining. A little. Yeah. Okay.
Even though I was sad for Arya watching that, I was enjoying the show because it kind of, they made Ned out to be an idiot.
Yeah, which obviously, all of that had to be very difficult for Arya to watch, being that she watched it happen in real life.
Yeah.
And to see their depiction of it where they're making her father look like a jackass,
I don't think she was pissed, just more... I didn't see pissed off in her eyes.
More like sadness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That this is what my father has become in their eyes.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, that would be sad. Very sad.
Next question is from Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Bran's tampering with the past caused the events of this episode to play out as they were meant to. If you had the power to influence anything in the past seasons, what would you attempt to change?
There's so many different ones that could change the course of a lot of this.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you change one little thing, it completely changes how things end up for everything. So I don't know if I would go back and change anything other than maybe like, because even if you go back and say, well, I would not let them sacrifice Shireen.
That was one of the... Yeah.
But then would Jon still be here? You know, like because,
no.
I mean, there's so many questions that like, well, if you do go back
the
and
ripple
change,
effect.
It's the ripple effect. You
it's
know
like
what? The butterfly effect.
That's a great question.
Yeah,
because
it is.
Even in this episode, I don't know why, I have a feeling it has a ripple effect for everything coming. Like,
so
it has opened the doors, and I think it also answers questions, but I just don't know what yet.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense, but it's
Like,
now
it me,
kind of opened your eyes to things to
who
where
in the hell is the Night King now? Now, I mean,
Okay.
that's another...
Like,
I'm sitting there looking at him and how he looks at Bran,
okay.
and I just had a weird feeling for a moment. But
Like they're connected in some way?
yes.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Well,
but
it
it's
seems
like
it seems like he knew he was coming, or like
Yeah.
he knew he was going to be there.
When he walked out in the middle of them, he's walking past them like none of them
nothing.
saw him.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he turns and looks at him, like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
would agree with that.
There was a connection there, and he knew, he set him up, kind of, sort of.
That's what it feels like to me. It's like he set him up to grab him and to put his mark on him.
And so, with Bran being able to go back in time to see the Hodor event and find out what, this may be all innocent, but I wonder, I mean, this is just weird. This is really weird.
It's like it almost had to happen, because otherwise Hodor wouldn't be Hodor. If that wouldn't have happened, Hodor would be a normal...
Save this episode, people, because this is wild. Because literally when I saw him look at him, I just felt like...
You just had like a weird feeling about it?
Like that shouldn't have happened.
Okay.
And then it happened. And then all this happened. And it's crazy what's going through my head.
Okay. Last question.
Yeah.
Is from Sarah.
Sarah.
Now that you have gotten a chance to get to know Euron Greyjoy, what do you think of him, and how do you see his plan of seducing Dany with his fleet? Do you see her going for it, or will he be disappointed in the way his offer is received? And how about Theon and Yara? What does their future look like now that their uncle is clearly wishing to kill them both?
Well, it's going to take a while for him to build the boats to get to him anyway. So hopefully...
They have to build a whole new... Well, not... Euron has to build a whole new fleet.
Yes.
Because Theon and Yara...
Which is
they
cool.
took off with the fleet.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Depending on if he gets there or not, I mean, like I said, I don't know if I said it during this.
You did. You said, like, she's not gonna...
No. She
ain't
sees
gonna
through
just
people
be
like
okay
that.
with that. Like, she'll... If anything, she'll burn his fleet.
He killed... I mean, I don't know the whole backstory of him and his brother or whatever, but obviously when they met...
Seemed like they were not very close.
No.
Yeah. That's what it
he
seemed
killed
like.
him. So in my eyes, I don't think that Theon's dad was Father of the Year.
No. No, he wasn't.
Father of the Year compatible. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a good thing they booked it, though, or they'd
Where
be
do you
dead.
think Theon and Yara are going to head now? I mean,
They're
going to have to, like, probably run from Euron, but they do have a head start. So, do you think they'll go to Jon? Or do you think they'll go somewhere else?
I figured they... Do they know about the dragons at this point?
Well, I mean, they were standing
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Euron
When he
was
said
talking
when he said
about
it, that's probably what they're going to find.
Okay. So maybe get to
Dany before
he does. Okay. That would make sense. So
Maybe. The
Okay.
other thing was just what you said. It'd probably be to go to Jon, but my first intuition would be to find her because that's what his plan is.
Right.
Foil his plan.
Foil his plan.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
You foil that, the rest of them will be like, oh well, shit, we followed this idiot.
Right. All right. Well, that's all the questions I have.
Man,
for
you
this
guys should have asked
episode.
more questions about.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this was definitely
Episode 5.
A great episode, but also a very sad episode.
Well, if you were mad about reactions before, you're probably gonna not like this one because there was a lot of dialogue just thrown on me.
There was a lot to think about.
I'm sure it was a lot thrown on everybody that watched it. Because
I was like, literally, I remember the first time I watched
my head
this,
spun.
I think I was staring at the screen like, and then I remember like when he started blending "Hold the Door" and Hodor, I was like,
well, she was screaming, "Hold the door, hold the door," and everything just right then I knew.
Yeah, but you were just like so shocked and like processing that.
But what's really flipped me out was, as he's doing that, he as a kid is having the seizure and saying that, so that was freaking me out.
That like, he could hear it. Like, how are you even able to hear it?
How does and now I'm starting to put the puzzle pieces in place now. But I still think there's something to when Bran is out there when he was checking to see if Third Eye or the Three-Eyed Raven was asleep and he morphed into that area.
That was his ultimate mistake because that's what ended up you know, the White Walkers wouldn't even
I think
be
there's
there.
more to it. I think there's a lot to this little piece than what we'll ever realize.
Okay. Well, what I would ask you fans to do is in the comments below, leave like your interpretation of what happened with the Hodor situation.
Yes.
And the future and the past and the seizure and all that. Like, what is your interpretation of it? So, and then I'll have Steve, you know, as long as there's no spoilers, I'll have Steve go through those so that maybe he can get different views, not just my view. You know what I mean? Because that's just my view on what happened.
I wish we were all caught up because obviously, you know, there might be answers to this at some point, but right now, if you're watching this, which you did,
right?
I have a lot.
He's got a lot of questions
right
now, and maybe you will get answers in the coming episodes. Maybe
please
you
comment,
won't.
please,
but yeah,
please. Let's make this a discussion.
Let's make this a discussion. Just like what is your interpretation of this episode in general, as far as the whole Bran situation?
And what do you think about Bran doing that and the Night King?
Yeah,
then
like
looking over,
like what Steve said, he felt weird, like there was something, like some sort of connection.
Did you feel that way? Did you feel
like there was a connection there?
Did you feel those two were
like somehow connected?
Very much.
Okay. Yeah, leave your comments below
Very
so
much.
that we can, of course, no spoilers. I mean, you can. I just won't. Steve won't see those ones.
I feel like I'm a conspiracy theorist now. Because I feel like, I feel like there's something there.
Okay. Well,
please do comment. I would appreciate it.
And I'll let I'll read through them, and as long as there's no spoilers, I'll even let him answer you guys in the comments to the ones that I approve, of course.
Right.
And yeah, please leave your interpretations of that below.
But we're gonna go ahead and watch another episode because we're trying to get things going so we can get to the end.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like the video, leave your comments and questions below and interpretations. And make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. And you guys have an amazing and awesome day.
Hope amazing happens to you. Peace out.